You're listening to Confessions of a Counselor podcast. Here we will talk all things mental wellness.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Confessions of a Counselor. I'm your host, Janice, and today I thought we would talk about assumptions that clients have about assumptions I'm having. So in therapy sessions, I will often hear the question, I bet you're thinking this about me, or this must be something that you don't hear very often. So assumptions that the clients are having, that they think I'm having about them. So it's a very interesting dynamic to explore that in the therapeutic process. So let's jump right in. This idea of assumptions, right? This idea that the client or you are assuming something that your therapist is thinking is super, super common, right? I think this dynamic plays out in a very interesting way in therapy because it's a place where we can ask someone, right, pretty directly what they're thinking about us when that rapport is built. And in normal situations or in kind of more typical social dynamics, that isn't always an option, right? To say something, maybe regret saying what you said, or recognizing that you say that thing a lot, or seeing that maybe the therapist had a reaction in their face about whatever it is that you said, and being able to check in, right? To say, hey, what do you believe about what I just said? Whereas, again, in these kind of very typical social dynamics, that's not an opportunity that you have to check in. However, I think the therapeutic relationship allows us to explore those assumptions. So my belief is that when someone checks in with me, when they want to know what my assumptions are about them, I'm going to be honest, right? It's very rare that I'm thrown away, sidestepped, not sure, right? That about what someone has said. So when someone says, oh, you must think I'm, unbelievable for having this thought, typically my response is going to be, you're not the first person that I've heard say that, right? And that's true, right? If I'm saying that to you, it's 100% true. So that's typically what my response is. And I think this gives us an opportunity to explore, right? What beliefs or assumptions are you having about yourself when you're asking for reassurance? Or are you feeling insecure that maybe you're the only one with this experience? And can I give you some reassurance that you're not alone in this, that it's pretty common or typical to experience whatever it is that you're experiencing. So there's an opportunity to check in and see how the therapist is responding, I think is really important. And it gives us this opportunity to practice evidence checking, right? So when I can practice this skill with my therapist of saying, do you believe this about me, right? Do you believe X, Y, and Z? And I can give that honest feedback and we can have a conversation, then I can take that skill, that very well practiced skill, and I can bring that out into the world and evidence check with other people that I trust, right? So perhaps you'll practice that skill in therapy and you'll see that I give a very honest response. And then I could take that and maybe I can start doing that with my partner, right? I share something really intimate with my partner and they don't have the best reaction to what it is that I can say. And I can say, hey, are you assuming this about me? And perhaps the partner will just say, oh, actually, I'm just having a really tough day and I wasn't really paying attention. Can you repeat yourself? Or they might say, yeah, that seems a little bit odd for you to say that in this moment, right? And it gives opportunity to explore and to start to evidence check what we're assuming about the world outside and gain that evidence that maybe not all of our assumptions are true, or all the reasons for our assumptions might not be true, right? So we might be guessing, yes, this person is having a response to whatever it is we're saying, but typically the reason that we're giving for that response is the incorrect thing, right? And we can evidence check that and start to gather evidence as to why it is that someone's responding to what we're saying. So it's a really interesting opportunity when we're saying, hey, are you having this assumption about me, to start to evidence check and explore what's actually going on for someone when they have a reaction to us. So a very interesting question in therapy. So I hope that's helpful. And until next time, take care.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Confessions of a Counselor podcast is available anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, both on Apple and Android. New episodes will be released every Friday. If you enjoyed this podcast, please feel free to join the conversation. Leave a review or subscribe to the podcast hosted on the Anchor app. All these details can be found at janicelyons.com. Until next time, take care.